Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and we're back with Suddenly Amish, Season 1, Episode 5, The Evil One.
Who do you think the evil one is in this episode? Or just in the series, I suppose, so far?
James.
Really? I not to defend James, because we don't need to get on that train. I feel like there's he has more of a menacing presence, not so much evil, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a difference.
Okay, so who's giving you the evil vibe?
The evil vibe?
The bats? The bishop?
Maybe it is Vernon. Yeah, it's probably Vernon this time around. He seems very hands-off, like the Married at First Sight professionals. The experts agree.
It's just like that.
It's exactly like that.
He showed up halfway through. They're almost done.
He's like, great. Yeah, you guys are on your way to decision day, and
I'll see you again.
You've been back from the honeymoon. How's that going? Yeah, good. Okay, great. Awesome.
He's going to get promoted. He's going to end up over on, they're on Peacock, right?
Yeah, every single season.
Is that where Married at First Sight is now?
More and more of that. That must be it.
We have been on a journey since we recorded our last episode because, as you all know, James and who James really is has been irking us because this man looks familiar. A lot of you felt like he's not really Amish. There's something suspicious going on.
Suspicious.
So we looked into it.
A little bit. Yeah, at the behest.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. But thank you to Mad Mochi on Patreon for turning us on to this. It must have been the catfish investigation that got us in the investigative mood here.
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed. I think that this is a really good start, and it gives me a lot of hope for us unveiling what actually happened on Sister Wives.
Okay. So here's what we were able to definitively find out, because there's lots of things based off of what people hear, what people are seeing in posts. And
let's just give everyone an idea of what we started with. We had a link to his YouTube. To his YouTube videos and some music accounts. And then also a LinkedIn account with someone who looked very much like him.
Right. Yes. And so the music was very promising because it was very clearly this guy. It was his face.
Oh, it's his voice.
It's him. It's him.
You can look up James Troyer music. And he has 15 songs on Amazon Music?
Most of them are on Amazon Music. There was a couple on YouTube that you can find. But yeah, James Troyer music. Honestly, it's more music than Mariah Plath. So we got to give a round of applause. Credit where credit's due. He's out here creating the content, right?
He's busy, aside from making music. Because
he's got a lot.
That was kind of where we put a pin in it for a little bit because we had to come back to this day after day to dig a little bit deeper. So then we found his real TikTok and Instagram, not the one that he's replying to people from about the show.
No. Yeah, that one feels
that's
production.
Like a fan account that they've
feels
created.
like a production-based thing, or like the production company who's involved in the filming. It seems like they're running those or their social media teams. It doesn't seem like it's a personal account that James is affiliated with.
So we went all the way back to the first post on Instagram and scrolled through every single one of them.
You might need to move your mic because Maisie is going ham on her foot again. She's getting very nervous. That seems to be, stressing her out here. Relax. It's okay. It's okay. She's on the edge of her seat, as most listeners probably are at this point.
She can't wait to hear what we found.
We traced it back to the origins, to the beginning of those posts.
So he is actually ex-Amish. That's true. But he's from Indiana. He's not anywhere near Pennsylvania, which I think they mentioned he was from another state.
Yeah.
So that explains why he can't say Lancaster.
Yeah, he's
Lancaster.
He's saying it like he's not from there because he's not from there, you guys. Yeah, so everybody was right about that. The other thing is that he's not currently shunned. He is not living Amish. He's ex-Amish.
Yeah, well, we don't know what happened, how he ended up leaving the Amish, but he's not Amish anymore.
But he's not actively shunned trying to make his way back into community. It doesn't seem like that's the path here.
It doesn't seem like he wants to go back because he
Right.
did make a few posts where the captions were about how much he is relieved to no longer be living this life.
Right. So here's what we've been able to decipher about this fella here based on other ways of finding him through social media, then either through like the profile photos that match up and things like that. So we took a couple of screenshots along the way just in case things happen to be deleted after we post this episode. So we have some things for reference as needed.
This stuff's all public.
It's all public. Yeah, we didn't go any, crazy catfish routes here to try and get people to click links or anything. So this is where story kind of takes a turn. So if he's not Amish, then what has he been doing for the past few years? He's been driving trucks, you guys.
You mean his music career isn't
The music
funding his
career is
lifestyle?
not cutting it right now, unfortunately.
Well, I guess it explains, why he ended up on TV.
From truck driving?
Up and coming wannabe musical artists like Mariah Plath
Right.
have to get a reality TV deal so that they can continue funding making their music.
This doesn't seem like the path for him then of like, oh, I'm ex-Amish, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get onto the Amish show to build the fan base for my country music career. That doesn't really seem like a linear sort of route.
I am going to make a prediction now.
Uh-oh.
We have 3 more episodes to go.
Yes. Is he going to play? You think he's going to play?
I think at some point he serenades Kendra to try to get her to fall in love with him.
You think he has a Zoe Deschanel clause in his contract?
Yes,
that
to
he's required by law stipulated to sing in every role. That's what's going to happen.
If I had to watch an entire season of the Plaths prepare for the Plath family band to reunite, I think I'm probably going to have to see him perform at some point.
Nobody asked for the Plath family band reunion. Nobody requested that. Nobody made that request.
No.
Okay, so we found out truck driving and obviously tons of food reviews too. He does food reviews because while he's truck driving, he's like all over the place. He had videos.
Stops a lot of places to eat.
Yeah, he had videos of like his pinned locations of all the places that he's been to. He's been all over the place because that's what, at first when we were seeing photos coming up, it was like, where's this guy from? Because there's stuff in Oregon, there's stuff in
Vancouver.
Texas. Yeah, like he's all over the place, all over the country. And so it was just like, what? So it made sense. But yeah, he's originally from Indiana. He's driving trucks, so that's why his location's all over the place as far as the stuff that he's posting, because he travels a lot.
He said he's like the top 1%.
Or like 5%.
Okay, maybe I was...
Which is still a lot for
exaggerating a little bit. Of Google reviewers for restaurants?
Which, I mean, if you go to enough places, yeah, like it's a volume game. So he, based on the pins and the stuff that we saw of where he was, like there was a lot of stops that he could have been making. Yes.
So
definitely.
maybe his future, if his music career doesn't take off, is going to be taking over guys' grocery games.
Maybe. It could be.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, not guys' grocery games.
Why not both?
Because what, guys' grocery games?
If Guy isn't going to be hosting,
all right,
they're going to need hosts for all the shows.
I have a better show to pitch. Okay, so based off of this and based off of his work history, Amish ice road truckers. Okay? So like if we're going to do a crossover,
a lot of his posts were of trucking accidents.
He's an admin of like a truck driver like meme Facebook group, which has 200,000 plus people in it following.
Well, it's a lot of responsibility.
He's doing work, okay? Like he's finding an audience. It's very niche right now, but he's looking to branch out because he's not just limiting his social media experience to Facebook or X, because we did find him on X as well. Tried to hide some posts. Stuff got very political based on the things that I saw. He deleted stuff, but when you're still Google searching the username, it still comes up in the search results, guys. So I'll give you 3 guesses on where his political leanings are.
So he has also founded an app called
co-founded.
Co-founded. I'm sorry, yes.
Credit where credit's due. Co-founded.
He did have 2 other partners who are also ex-Amish who helped to develop this app called WeLoop.
WeLoop.
I really can't understand how it's different from any other social media app.
This is like most app creation process. It's where it's, hey, we're going to make an app. Okay.
The marketing of explaining what it is always atrocious.
It's so vague because you don't know what it is. At one point, they were trying to say, because they launched it in April of 2025, they were trying to launch it as the new TikTok because that was like after the TikTok ban. Quite a stretch.
Do we think that the Amish came up with a better algorithm?
They weren't doing the same thing. There was like any of the stuff that I saw, I was like, I'm not seeing video content at all. And it's not like user generated. It was basically like things that you could interact with and then chat with people kind of. So
I saw it bragging about how you can use emojis to respond to things.
That's big, guys. That's real big.
You really need to do a better job, James, if you're out there listening. And I kind of feel like maybe you are because
maybe
a lot of people on this show, I think, are a little thirsty for fame.
A little bit.
Including James himself. But you need to do a better job explaining what is your differentiator. Why do I want this app over all of the other social media apps that I have on my phone, especially ones that are used by everyone else I know?
That's usually the driving point is when there are so many people, so many users on it. But it doesn't look like we've broken even on that platform yet as far as like the recruitment process. But I think most of it has to do with messaging, right? Yeah, you got to explain what the app's about. We don't know.
Also, you're probably wondering, how did he go from this very busy life that he leads? He's done a lot of things.
Entrepreneur, yeah.
To ending up on this show. That's kind of confusing.
Well, it just so happens as we were scrolling through some of the older TikToks based on a few of the usernames that we were able to decipher that maybe he uses on a regular basis. And back on a post on TikTok in November of 2023, a casting producer commented and was basically like, oh, you're ex-Amish? Then that's interesting. I have such a great opportunity because we're casting for a show right now. And when we went to that casting producer's profile, the post that they had was about a Amish dating show, like Love on the Spectrum, but
I think
Amish?
that's more recent.
Okay.
So that may be coming.
Oh, boy.
That's a whole nother show that they're casting for?
They're trying to launch. They're breaking into the whole Amish line of reality television now.
I mean, look, they are really pulling in the cream of the crop as far as TV production goes.
Best of
From
the
the
best.
makers of Pig Royalty, we have Suddenly Amish.
Best of the best.
And now whatever this Amish dating show is going to be from the makers of Love on the Spectrum, another show we love.
So there were opportunities that were thrown around here. We don't know if it was at this point where James then got involved with like a lot of the casting groups and stuff that he was a part of now. Like, we don't know when he joined those.
Because on his Instagram, he follows a ton of casting producers.
A lot.
A lot. He wants to be on television.
So this was only a matter of time. And if it wasn't going to be this show, it was going to be something related to this at some point. The whole other part that we didn't even take notes on here is like, we got the stuff with Emma too, because it's like, are they cousins? Are they related? They definitely know each other. They both have the same last name, but in Amish communities, it's kind of loosey-goosey as far as that goes.
There's like 5 last names.
Yeah, so it's not too strange out of the ordinary there. But the things that we were definitively able to find is that his parents were Amish. He grew up Amish in Indiana. And then there were posts with him and like the people that he co-founded the WeLoop app with. There's connections over there too. They had your Amish TikTok lady that you've been a big fan of. Lavina.
Who looks right into your soul as she teaches you how to cook.
She does. She does do that. So the Amish community is thriving. Well, it was thriving on TikTok. I don't know. The algorithm's different now, guys. Things have changed. Times are tough. But we didn't even scratch the surface with that. So as of the time of recording right now, which is a couple days prior to when we're going to release this, but we'll keep you posted if we find anything else along the way here.
The investigation continues.
It
I feel like
continues.
he has been on TV before, and it was probably such a small role that it's not credited anywhere.
I know. I was like, what was he like a friend of on Seventh Heaven or something? But he would have been like 8 years old. So probably not. Probably
All right.
not.
This episode is inspired by Matthew 6:13. Lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Lead us not into temptation. not lead
I'm
us
sorry.
into temptation.
That was because
That's
I typed this myself.
that's sacrilege too. This is blasphemy is what's happening now.
All right. This
Carly's
is what happens
altering
when you
the
leave
sacred
the religious text to
the
me.
sacred texts. This is terrible.
I wouldn't make it through the church service in this episode.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. What do we have? This is Matt is trying to rejoin the experiment 2 weeks in. He just needed a little break and then he was going to come back. Do you think he had like a prior obligation or something where he was like, oh, I could only be there for the one day and then I'd have to go home and then I can come back for the last 2 weeks?
Why is he so special? Why wouldn't
Why?
they just cast somebody else?
Right? Yeah.
I kind of don't think so. I think this was all part of building tension because now he's upset that he got thrown out. And the other people who have been here the whole time are kind of jealous that he got to leave.
Right.
He hasn't had to put in all the hard work that they've had to do.
Well, also, then he's not going to be as far down the pipeline as far as like assimilating into the culture. So he would be able to pull some people back maybe and get them out of it to remember the good old times of what it's like living English. It's good times. Good stuff out here.
I don't know what you would call this. It's kind of like a Rumspringa, but
Kind of, yeah.
not really.
Not really.
Matt had his own
Definitely not.
Rumspringa.
Yeah, his 2 week Rumspringa.
So we were left off with Alan, Emma, and James in the barn talking about what they were going to do with Matt. And Alan confronts James about why he ran him off with the axe. Is it because maybe you have a little thing for Kendra? Is there a little jealousy involved here? Is that why you tried to get him to leave?
Don't say that. Don't say that. He didn't like that being called out. Doesn't like calling attention to this here.
He will
And-
not confirm or deny.
But he's not going to
his
say
motives.
if that was, he thinks maybe there's a possibility though. Could be good. Potentially, even though Emma's like, I don't think that would work out between you guys. You guys like cats and dogs over here. I don't think you're going to be getting along necessarily.
We started with a triangle last week between Matt, James, and Kendra. And now we're expanding it because Emma, there's something going on between Emma and James. She is seeming like maybe she's a little jealous that James has his attention set on somebody else.
Okay, the footage that they had in here. I don't know if this is later on in the notes that we have the details of that. Is that a whole segment?
Yeah.
We'll hold off. We'll get to that when we get to that. But after a 3-1 vote, because I think Sarah got a vote too, even though she wasn't really involved in the conversation. It was mostly Alan and Emma and James who were conversing.
So you think she's the one who voted against allowing him back in?
No, it was 3-1.
I know. I'm kidding. It's real mystery as to who the one vote to not allow Matt back was.
Well, I love how it was Alan coming out and being like, yeah, we agreed to allow you back in. And then immediately James is behind him. He's like, it was 3-1 though. Because somebody did say
it was
you probably
not
shouldn't.
unanimous.
Not a unanimous decision to let you back in. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, huh?
That's uncomfortable, but then also he's going to have to live in James and Emma's house because of the bats.
The bats.
So that makes it even worse because he was unaware of the fact that everybody had to move into one house.
So that will be a little bit awkward, to say the least, because they still don't have an exterminator, I guess. They're still waiting on that, trying to get in on the list.
They really got to clean that place down.
Yeah, they're scrubbing still.
We got a lot of your rabies stories, guys.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want you to know we saw them.
We saw them.
I thank you for reinforcing the fear that I already have. It's not irrational. That's what I know now.
Yeah, that's what I've been learning at therapy is I'm like, well, I thought I was sharing irrational fears, but then it turns out that most of these concerns like became very real concerns for me. So then it's like
Add the bats to the list.
Yeah, okay. That's good. We've got the Amish church service though. Obviously
It's a
Carly's
big
not going to be
day.
writing the sermon for that one because she's going to be teaching the opposite of whatever was written.
I had a traitor slip up. That's what I did.
Yeah. You admitted.
I would
to
be
murder.
terrible on that show,
That's
apparently.
what happened. misspoke, misquotes. It's real bad, you guys.
I didn't even know that I did it when I read it too.
That's bad. That's bad. It's
Didn't
not
even
good.
process it.
So this is a very exclusive event. This is like, what was it? Hillsong, right? Is that the church service or that was the band, right? No, Hillsong.
No, that's
Hillsong
the church.
was the church. So it's like
They
it's
have
like
a band.
That. They do have a band. The band was how everybody knew Hillsong in general. But okay, so this is like Hillsong where they invite like the elite, premier people of society to.
Is that what you got from this?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I
right?
thought that
it's
it was
exclusive.
It's exclusive to Amish people.
To Amish people.
You can't be
aren't allowed.
English. You're not allowed to be here.
But they're opening their doors this week to this bunch of weirdos who are doing this reality TV show. Because even when we're thinking about it now through the context of breaking the fourth wall behind the scenes, James and Emma aren't in the community either. They're ex-Mormon, ex-Amish. They're ex-Amish.
Combining all the things that we covered.
Good Lord. All right. So yeah, they're ex-Amish. So they're probably frowned upon joining this service too, because they're not members. They're outsiders to the congregation, but they're allowing them to be part of this. Cameras weren't there. We just had to do some like drone footage, like from an AC-130, and it was just like zoomed in telescopically.
Yeah. They're like, you can come, but we can't see the cameras.
Don't be near us with the cameras here. But everybody had a mic pack on because the audio was still real good.
Well, they can't see those.
They can't see it. Yeah.
Kept them hidden.
They didn't walk through a metal detector or anything, so.
It's kind of a nasty trick, right? Would they be okay with that? I guess they run on batteries.
Yeah, they're okay with batteries.
There you go.
Yeah, we learned that too. It's being off the grid. They don't want to be on the grid. They don't want to be connected to the English. So learned about that too.
There's going to be some downsides to attending this today. It's going to be very long. It's going to be 3.5 hours long. We're competing with the Catholics.
Oh boy!
And
at least it's not at like sunrise. They're the 4 a.m. mass.
It must have started in the morning because then they have lunch after.
There's like
it
community.
took so long that it's time to eat another meal.
They do. Yeah, they have like a hangout and talk, and then it's like social hour and meal, and then just more hanging out, spending time as a community.
Speaking in Pennsylvania Dutch or German.
Right. It's a lot of German.
The whole service is going to be in that. So they're going to have to sit there for that long and not understand what's being said.
So, I mean, for the most part, like what level of experience are they expecting to get out of this from this group?
Well, that's where later on Emma is really disappointed at how they acted during it and how they reacted to the service. But I don't really like defending this, but I guess I'm going to because it's already coming out of my mouth.
Here we go.
I can understand that if you don't know what's being said, you're obviously not going to, it's not going to make any impact on you if you don't really know what's going on.
So how are they going to...
You can't really take in the sermon if you don't understand it.
Right. Yeah, because it's like, how are they going to integrate into this society if they don't even know how to communicate on the biggest social gathering that this community has?
Right. It's not just a social gathering. It's the basis of the entire community revolves around religion.
Which Emma seemed very upset that people weren't really getting that, or they weren't showing the respect that it deserved or something. It's like, I think it's your job to make that abundantly clear to these participants, where if they're not aware of that, like they need to be made aware of that to say, hey, you're going to this, it needs to be treated with respect because this is the entire basis of Amish culture and Amish life, essentially.
Well, they were being rude because they were complaining about how there were no backs on the chairs, so it was uncomfortable, and there's no air conditioning, so it was hot. And at some point, a few of them just got up and walked out because they needed a break.
Judah and BJ, I think, they locked eyes at one point, and then it was like, we got to make a break for the door here. We got to get out of here. And so they kind of took a break, got up and walked around, and then just kept walking home. Basically,
my social anxiety could never.
Really?
I could never get up in front of a group of people like that. I think everybody's going to stare at me for leaving.
Oh, you learn to pick people out in the group of like, who else can I get to like
So that I'm not
breakaway
the only
here.
one.
Well, yeah, and like you can you learn to look around in a group to gauge like where are my people at for this, right? Of like we're not into this. We're not doing this. It's another one of those things where it's just like this is the only social gathering that they really have. So this is a very important time for them, but it's like this isn't really that big for me.
Well, this is also like the only time they've really been exposed to the rest of the community, because we've had a few people who have showed up to help them get changed, or, you know, to show them how to do chores, or to let them touch their nipple piercings.
Yeah,
But,
just little things like that.
you know, those little things. But this is the first time they're seeing this many people who are involved and live in this community. And instead of staying to engage with them, they left.
Well, I think this is what was scary though for Judah, was because he was like, okay, here's the entire community. Nobody else looks like me. I'm the
Okay.
only black person
That
in this
is
entire barn.
Alarming.
So that's where it's like, oh, yeah, you can have that moment where it's just like, I don't know if this is a fit for me. I don't know if I would be able to do this on a regular basis here. Of like, that was the confusing part for them too, is where it's like, you don't get to bring your individual self to this experience. You need to get rid of that, stomp that out, squash that out, and just be part of this homogenized group where everything is the same. Because that's what I'm like, what's the point of the social hour if everybody just acts the exact same, or is repeating things back to each other, or is just like not, you know, like the interactions, then if there's nothing different, then what's the point of interacting as a community that's just
I'm
all
sure
one cohesive unit?
they're talking about things that go on in their lives.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what the Farmer's Almanac says.
Do they read the Farmer's
If they need
Almanac?
to repair,
I guess we'll see.
if they need to repair their horse and buggy,
Right.
someone needs help with their crops.
Okay.
Don't you think that's probably a lot of the conversation? I feel like
That
I'm
doesn't really interest-
generalizing.
Yeah, that doesn't really interest me.
Well,
too.
then
I'm
why are
losing
you not
interest.
there?
I'm losing interest.
They're the ones who said they want to be part of this.
Yeah, but I think that they should probably realize that that was going to be a big part of the conversation then, right? I'm just saying, like, from that side, I'm just imagining it in like Star Trek terms. It's like interacting with the Borg, where it's like the Borg just assimilate, you know, you become the Borg, and then that's it. It's just this like species that is, you know, like it's all just one cohesive unit, basically. So they're like a virus almost, or like they go to these other ships and places and civilizations and they assimilate them into the Borg. And so it's just like you become the Borg, right? Is that what's
Are you
happening
asking me
here?
to agree with that?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I was going to say.
I'm talking about the Borg,
You lost
guys.
me a while ago.
All right, never mind. Forget it. Forget I mentioned it.
I think I kind of understand what you're saying, but they're boring. Their lives are boring. There's not a whole lot. It's simple.
Yeah,
There's yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit rude.
Not boring. Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But then that's the point, right? Is where it's just like if they all have the same interests and like you're supposed to be just in this community, that's where it's like, I don't think this is a fit for me. I don't think this is going to work. And I think maybe that's what Judah's kind of realizing. I'm surprised that BJ broke off on this, but
Okay.
maybe it's just because she likes...
It's too hot in there with that many people.
I think it's the heat.
The heat
heat's
has really been a big factor for her.
Big role to play. She likes the idea of Amish, and then in practicality, if somebody's just going to be up in front of you speaking German for 3 hours and you're broiling in your 15 layers of clothes, like, yeah, that's not really what I was thinking about how I wanted to spend my Sunday morning and afternoon necessarily, I guess.
I guess Aaron liked it.
Aaron was like, you know what? I can't really hear what people are saying anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Are they speak in English? Are they speak in German?
Okay,
I don't know.
You know what? That makes some sense then.
That tracks,
He's
right?
not. He's the only one who is probably used to being in a situation where he doesn't maybe understand what's going on or fully track because he can't hear it well. So He was like, I don't know.
It's kind
Nothing
of
strange to me.
Kind of same diff. Dude was sweaty when he got home, though, because I was like, okay, he peeled a shirt off, so he was down a layer, and he was still just like covered in sweat.
This had to be filmed over the summer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is right in the middle of summer. Heat of summer, definitely.
So eventually they're all back at the house. Everybody does make it back after church service, and we're already moving along to dinner. Was it dinner? There was a lot of starch on the plates. There was mashed potatoes and there was corn.
I'm down. Yeah, like load me up, I'm ready to go. But as soon as they're doing that, this was like another religious aspect where we're going to pray silently. Everyone just pray silently to yourselves over your meal. And then Judah had to speak up and was like, I don't know. How long do these normally go? Like what?
How do we know when we're done with the prayer?
Yeah, I'm done with my prayer. I have been done. I'm hungry and I'm ready to eat now. Can I eat? Or like, what's the
etiquette? Do I wait for everybody else?
Like I need a cue to happen here. And that's where Emma's like, well, I mean, usually it's the person who calls for the silent prayers to be taking place. Usually they have to do like an amen, like a conclusion. Cue.
James.
So James didn't really do that. So who knows how long they were sitting there waiting to eat their meals? 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, perhaps. We don't know.
Do you think that's how long his prayer was? He was praying for his music career. He was praying for the success of his app launch. He's praying for a lot.
It's been a wild
the lives of those truck drivers that he saw on the side of the road.
Right. Yeah. It's been a wild one, and he is a wild one. So we know that. We've learned that.
And then some music starts to play.
Oh.
And they're like, where is that coming from? That sounds fun. And this place has not been fun. And they reveal that there's a Rumspringa party going on outside.
Normally, okay.
Don't you do Rumspringa not on the property?
That's
like not in the community?
My first thought was like...
Or does it start with a party? Like, do you have a big a big event to kick off Rumspringa? And then everybody leaves?
It's not spring break. It's not Rumspringa break. It's different. Yeah, it's like... But that's what my thought was. I know that like they can go through different things, or like they have more access to doing things or like utilizing things from the outside world during that time. But most of the people involved, it's like, well, are these people all 21 too? Like, are they allowed to be consuming alcohol, or is that just part of this? Usually it's like the teenage years, right? When they're on Rumspringa. Is it just like an open window thing? James was trying to say that his community was very strict. He didn't get to experience Rumspringa. So he's just going to have to do that vicariously here with exploring his alcoholism and just diving headfirst into that, because
he was the first one out the door to this party.
He's the first one out and he opens the cooler and finds some beer and he's like, I'm in.
Doesn't hesitate at all.
Say less.
And so everyone else is watching him. Like, what happened? Strict James, who chased Matt off the property with an axe, who won't let us do anything or engage in any kind of fun, is out here drinking already?
He's making up for lost time. That's what's going on. Yeah, he is.
He needed a night off. They've been here for how many weeks now? Committing to pretending to be Amish again has really taken a toll on him.
It's exhausting. It's terrible. So he gets a little...
He's limboing over...
Limboing over?
Was that what was going on?
It's not limbo. Limbo's under.
I know limbo's under.
Okay.
Was that supposed to be limbo?
I don't...
Is that what they were doing?
I don't know. They didn't give us any context.
At one point, he flips over...
He launched himself.
Some type of pole.
Okay, yeah. Don't know what was going on.
Pole vaulting.
No, it wasn't it. But, like, we don't know the context of what was happening. We don't understand why that was significant, but we know that James went flying over it. As day turns into night here, and we just continue this rager, and everybody's getting real liquored up at this point, and Kendra starts twerking, and so James is just kind of oogling her, just he's getting The male gaze is on full display here.
It sounded like everybody was getting uncomfortable because he was staring at her, but every time they showed us a shot of it, he wasn't looking at her.
Yeah, maybe not in the wide shots. The close-ups, though, he was definitely staring. He was staring.
Okay.
So there was some uncomfortable stuff, but most of the uncomfortable stuff, it comes out on display with the interactions between Emma and James.
Yeah, if you thought the tension between James and Kendra was weird,
BJ's like, we got something else to keep an eye on here because we got a situation developing.
Well, because Kendra's twerking and James is staring at Kendra. Kendra is staring at Matt. And then Emma is watching James stare at Kendra while she's twerking.
Yes. So this is where the triangle becomes a square. Immediately here, we have shifted into this. So they're trying to say that this is hypocritical to be so over the top on the interactions between Kendra and Matt, but then also at the same time he's like wrestling with Emma or like trying to wrestle. They were
getting flirty, touching each other.
Yeah.
There was a weird back and forth going on.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, it wasn't giving cousins.
No.
They do clarify later that they're third cousins.
Right.
So that may be a degree of separation that they're comfortable with. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I can't say for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on as far as the Rumspringa party. We just sort of leave that out in the cornfield and just kind of snap back to reality. We have Alan who needs to sit the boys down because he's feeling like a father figure here. He's got to steer them in the right direction on their relationship journeys that they're going through as part of this experiment here. It's an important birds and bees sort of talk that we're going to have, mostly because Matt was touching Kendra's knee on the porch, and Alan was witness to that. So then he was like, why don't you come in the house? We're going to have a sit-down conversation real quick.
I was surprised when the two other guys were inside, too.
Everybody else just happened to be at the table there? Yeah.
I thought that he was getting called out to have a one-on-one talk with Alan.
No.
But that wasn't even what it was.
No, because it wasn't a direct address of what was going on. He was basically just talking about, hey, that's great if that's how your relationship is, but if you're going to explore that, you need to do that under Amish rules, which is no touching. No touching.
He was just tending to her wounds from when she fell the other day.
She skinned her knees, both of them.
She's also wearing a sling around her arm.
Yeah, we just kind of breezed over that because she showed up to church service with her arm in a sling, and I'm assuming that was from the fall. Like, that had to have been from the fall, right?
I don't know. Maybe she got a little handsy and did a little damage.
Something happened, yeah. She
It
might have skinned her knees.
It was from churning the butter.
From churning the butter, and then she skinned her knees from twerking, maybe. I don't know. If she got too low at one point, something could have happened.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was from limbo.
It wasn't limbo. I don't know what it was, but you don't go over the top for the limbo. I know. It's very concerning. But yeah, at this point, Judah's like, oh, this is a good time. If we're going to be talking about birds and bees, like, hey, what happens if birds get with birds and bees get with bees? You know what I'm saying?
So hypothetically, if somebody in the community was to be in a same-sex relationship, how do you guys feel about that?
And Alan has to be like, I'm actually surprised that Judah even asked me about this because I don't know why he was bringing this up. It's frowned upon. Yeah, it's not
verboten, as Cody Brown would say.
It is verboten. That is shunnable offenses right there that happen within the community.
Yeah. So Judah's like, I'm glad I asked hypothetically.
Yeah. I wasn't asking for anybody particular
curious
at the table or anything. So yeah, that was just making sure Judah now confirms. He's like, okay, great. I can't talk to Alan about this then because as a bisexual man, he's not going to be able to bring this up to anybody here because he will be punished for it in the Amish community.
I'm not going to lie. I think I would leave at this point if I were him.
At this point, between the church service and finding out this information about, like, yeah, that's not acceptable, I think we're done then, right?
Well, I'd be starting to feel worried that what if they find out that I'm bi, and I'm the only black guy here? Like, the whole thing is just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you don't know the lengths that people go to when they disagree with something.
Yeah, so it can get scary.
I would just be like, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to head out now.
Just leave on your own accord, on your own terms. Not like Matt. Don't be chased off the property with an axe, you know? Like, don't let it get to that point.
This is also a fake show. Like, can we agree with that? I feel like we didn't.
Yeah.
We kind of addressed that up front by talking about James,
Well,
but I
yeah.
don't feel like we like fully got into it. Obviously, there's parts of this show that feel very scripted. So, is anybody in real danger? I don't think so.
No.
But for the purpose of the story.
Yeah.
But let's head back to the bishop, because I guess he was at the church service. We didn't see him.
They tried to say that, yeah, he's like the
This is
leader.
the TV bishop.
Right. This is Vernon?
Dr. Vernon.
Bishop Vernon? Yeah, Dr. Vernon. Dr.
Pepper Vernon.
Dr. Pepper Vernon is out here. Yeah, it didn't seem like they were trying to say that he leads the community. He's the bishop. He's like the spiritual head of this community. Was he giving the sermon on Sunday then? Because I don't know if we saw him as part of that, but the cameras were really far away. I feel like you'd be able to see him from space though, because he's
Why is he so big?
like on a scale. It was like
Is his suit 3 sizes too big? Because when he stood up, he wasn't that much taller than Kendra.
He wasn't much taller, but then just like the scale of his anatomy is like
He's a large man.
large. Yeah, everything's enlarged. So I don't understand that. If it was like a Lord of the Rings trick of, camera effect that was happening, if he was like sitting closer on the bench and we didn't really notice it or something, or I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. Practical effects in camera. I'm not going to put it past the production company on this to make this man larger than life.
I mean, maybe they're doing that on purpose because they're trying to use scale to show us his importance in the community.
Exactly.
Because Emma was like, he's a king, essentially. He's the person that everyone goes to for advice, like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I don't like any of these analogies that she's giving. Gondor has no king. Gondor needs no king, is what I'm getting at.
I like that when he sat everyone down, he didn't ask them any questions about the service in particular, as far as like, well, what did you think?
Oh, I'm not asking for feedback.
Would you like to know what it was about since you didn't understand a word of it?
I don't take notes. No. It's just what you see is what you get as part of the service there. So it is what it is. Take it or leave it.
They all took this as an opportunity to just start complaining about the things that they haven't enjoyed so far.
Yeah, it was like a comments card or like a...
They started confessing to everything that they just like.
BJ mostly, she's like, yeah, you guys got to loosen up about the AC. I think we got to work on getting a little bit of climate control going on because your girl is struggling over here. Okay. It's hot, baby.
I would love if maybe we could start distributing bags of ice. Maybe how about we just have a whole row of ice at the back of the church?
That would be great.
For those of us who maybe need a little break.
Maybe we could sit on blocks of ice, and then once they're melted, then the service should be over.
That's when we've run out of time.
Yeah. We're all out of time. Now it's time for lunch.
Yeah.
And then we can go to lunch.
The girls are sweaty. They are.
She is not having a great time with that. And then Judah's complaining about how it was really hard to go shopping for shoes.
The clothing rules are a little too strict, especially the ones that James has. I just want to clarify, are those just James's rules?
Again, yeah, we didn't
Because
really...
I'd like to go back and get the other pair of shoes that I really wanted, if that's the case.
Right, yeah. My boots, can I get those back? The ones that I came here with?
Are these okay? I'm
Please
really
don't
hoping
judge
that
me.
was just a James thing.
Please don't judge me for this. Yeah, I'll ask you directly, Bishop, to see if I can get your approval on my Gene Simmons Detroit Rock City boots.
If you could just make an exception.
That's what everybody's still waiting for, is this acceptance. And that's where Bishop Vernon is like, yeah, no, that's not what this is, right? So he's explaining you are becoming part of the community. So you're giving up all of that individualism and any of those things that you are cherishing as your own quirky personality. That needs to go. We're trying to polish that stuff off. That shit'll buff out.
I did feel like the only person who had a legitimate complaint was Matt, because he was like, just so you're aware, I did leave for a bit because I was chased off the property by James, who was wielding an axe.
This is the real married at first sight reaction, because then it's like, that's the first I've heard of this. You know, nobody let me know about that.
No one sent me the dailies that day and told me that happened.
Well, I'm glad you're back and glad you were able to make it to the church service then.
No questions about, like, are you uncomfortable around James? Are you feeling safe?
You have to live in the same house as the guy?
Should we maybe, like, mediate a conversation between you guys?
Nope, none of that came up. You know what? It's on the list. Things I was thinking about, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Wouldn't worry about it.
Apparently, what he took away from that was Matt is one of the two people who are really going to need a lot of discipleship if they're going to be able to stay here.
Yeah.
Matt and Esme.
Matt and Esme, yeah, because like they have possibilities, right? It's because like some other people, like not so much. BJ, he was pretty comfortable with. He was like, yeah, I could see her doing that. And Aaron, too, because he was like, actually, the benefit is that Aaron can't hear anything. So like, I think he's doing really well. So that's what he was asking about, like, oh, how are your hearing aid alternative experiences going? Was the community very helpful in that process? And Aaron's like, no, like not at all, actually. And Bishop's like, all right, great.
Well,
cool.
You're just going to have to get used to what we gave you.
Glad it's working for you. Just keep doing what you're doing then.
Just totally unconcerned with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
You would think you'd be trying to go out of your way for somebody who in every other aspect is really trying.
Yes. Like he was really struggling, but like trying to make this work, trying to stay committed to this and not leave. I think you are right though about like it was running Matt off to then like at first they used Matt as the scare tactic to like, whoa, if I mess up or if I do something wrong, I might get run off the property with an axe. So like you scared everybody else by making, like an example out of him.
And you could be forced to leave. It's not just your choice.
Correct. So like between that and then when Matt comes back, then you have like your first opportunity of like shunning an outsider or kind of deflecting away from that, because now Aaron's kind of further down that line where he's like, I've earned my place here. And now Matt just comes waltzing back in here and then is trying to join the Amish community still.
That's what I'm saying. It's creating tension amongst the cast.
It's good. Yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is working out multiple levels here.
And then James and Emma come in to talk to the bishop about what they've observed so far. And he starts getting weirded out by the two of them.
He didn't like this. He didn't like this at all. It was they started talking and he was like, okay, I've heard some things about what's going on here between you two. How do you guys think it's going right now, though? You think it's going well?
And Emma starts trying to figure out what color James's eyes are, and she's staring into them, and then she starts talking about goldfish at one point. I can't really explain it.
Bishop was uncomfortable.
It was flirty for them, I guess.
Flirty, but also like nonsensical. So Bishop's concerned because he's like, I don't know if it's just.
It was kind of giving like Salem witch trials, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's got she's got a touch of the vapors. No, that's what BJ has. What is it? What do they call that? When spells, right? Like when you're under a spell.
Uh-huh.
You're having a spell.
She's entranced.
That and like it's just like the nonsensical stuff where he's like, I don't know, are they spending too much time around these English where now they're like going loopy?
Okay,
they're going crazy.
But is that part of this?
That would be great, right?
Are we going to have an Amish witches crossover? Where we find out that she's under a spell? No?
No, probably not. I don't think so.
Come on.
I don't think for this series.
Production, let us write season 2. I think we can make it even crazier.
We can get you a storyline if you want to get involved for that. But it turns to, the conversation shifts to like dating of, would you date me? Would you date me? Each other. They're asking each other this because they're like, they don't want to say that they would. They don't want to say that they wouldn't.
Emma asks James, would you date me? And then she makes a comment about how he's taught her a lot of what she knows. Wink, wink.
Okay. And then James has to say outright, but we never hooked up in his ISO interview. So he didn't tell the bishop that. He told production that. I don't think, do Amish people use the term hooked up? Because that was another like, woo, ex-Amish red flag.
I think he learned that as he was trucking across the country.
Yeah, maybe. So, hooking up in a couple different ways here. But, then you immediately go to footage of, like, the camera that's in the hallway where Emma is going into the bathroom at night. And then James is following her into the bathroom in a towel.
And then a bat follows them in.
Yeah, knock twice if you're the bat, and then they'll let you in.
And that's how she becomes under a spell.
Oh, is that it? That's what it is.
The bat's her familiar.
She needs the rabies shots immediately.
So, I don't know what's been going on between the two of them.
Okay, so you can't definitively say.
They want us to think something.
All right, and here's the other one, too, that's bad, is that Emma covered up her camera in her room at one point, too. I don't know if James was in there for it.
She's just being modest.
Right? Like, you couldn't reach that one, so then it was like the bathroom one. They kind of got you there on that, I think, is what it seems like.
What do you think about Emma? I feel like the origin of Emma is James got cast on the show. They said, do you know anybody who might be interested in doing this, who's also ex-Amish? And that's how they found her.
Yep, 100%. That's definitely the route that went.
Whether they used to be in a relationship or there's something else between them, I don't know.
I could sense a closeness. Yeah.
They want us to think that they're cousins and they're hooking up with each other.
Right, which I don't like that implication either, right?
I think it should make a lot of us uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a bad stereotype, too. Yeah. To say that, see, this is what Amish communities are like, where it's just, I mean, that was the entire basis of the show, too. So that doesn't help. This is where they were like,
right.
You know what?
They needed to expand the gene pool.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't really like that that's reinforcing that and like doubling down on that. It's kind of a negative stereotype to perpetuate here, I suppose, too.
I feel like you're defending it more than they are. They're participating
in
the
show. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't feel like that's my responsibility. I don't need to take up that mantle. Okay, so I'm not gonna. Is the point that I'm getting to here.
So that's one budding relationship. And then the other...
One budding relationship?
Budding.
Okay.
And then we have Matt and Kendra, who are breaking all of the Amish dating rules.
This is the butting relationship that's happening right here, is Matt and Kendra. Yeah, they're breaking all the rules.
James gave Matt a broken lawnmower because he's trying to make his chores even more excruciating than they already are.
Pretty much, yeah. He gave him the rustiest, just old, broken down push mower that he could find around here. And that's where Matt's like, hey, you got any WD-40 lying around? Or like...
Oh, he's really hoping that he needs to get a tetanus shot, so they have to take him off the property and they won't let him back again.
Handles made of wood. It's all falling apart and stuff on him because he's trying to knock these blades loose every other push of the mower here. It's just... It's very strenuous activity. He's made it about maybe 2 passes in the area that he was supposed to be mowing the grass. Kendra brings him out some water. She's like, doesn't look like you made too much progress here. Maybe we should just go to the creek. Just shuck off our responsibilities for the day, and we'll just go to the creek and swim.
This is stupid. Let's go to the creek and make out.
Yeah, let's do that.
These people are in their 30s, by the way.
Correct.
I just want to point that out. But and they're running off like they're 16, 17 years old.
But we've already established Kendra on the mental,
biological
age, 13 going on 30. Okay? Like she is doing that to a T at this point.
So they just sit by the creek and talk about how stupid it is that they're not allowed to touch each other.
As they're touching each other and they're eating grapes out of a plastic container. So I was like, do the Amish make that? Probably not, right? A Plastic?
The plastic container?
Probably not.
Maybe they got a 3D printer that works on batteries.
I don't think so, Carly. 3D printer.
What do they have against plastic? Are they okay with that? Someone should tell them about BPAs.
Yeah, microplastics and
you got to switch back to glass. You were better off when you were...
You guys are doing great with the mason jars.
Yes.
Stick with that. Go with that. Keep that going. No, that doesn't seem to be it.
Right when they think that they've found a private time to spend getting to know each other a little bit, Emma emerges from the woods, breaking apart some sticks.
Yoo-hoo! Leave room for Jesus.
She's got a social distancing stick that she's broken for them so that they can make sure they're sitting far enough apart.
I'll make you an Amish dating stick and put that to use immediately here. And so Matt's getting annoyed with this because he's like, we're both in our 30s. Emma's in her 20s. It's like, get out of my face, you know? Like, don't be telling me what to do on my dates and stuff. But that's like the point of the show, right? Is like the Amish thing here.
I'm sorry. This man came here after being divorced and wants to be Amish. Isn't your assumption that at some point your hope would be to find a relationship within the Amish community?
I think it was the reason why he came back wasn't because he's interested in joining the Amish still. It's that he's interested in Kendra.
His motives have changed.
Yeah. So maybe that's why this is making more sense now. But James told me not to. I did it anyway.
Misbehaving.
We're misbehaving down by the creek because there's a lot of touching that's going on because Emma goes into the creek. And then James and Kendra are like, we're going to join you for a swim as well. But it's basically just an excuse to be pawing all over each other and climbing on top of each other and holding hands for safety reasons.
Seeing each other in your wet clothes.
Whoa. Sticking and clinging to you in all the delicate places. It's dangerous.
Matt heard that Kendra used to have an OnlyFans, and that was all he needed to know.
He's
100% committed to this now.
He had to leave for 2 weeks to go find it and do his research, and then he was like, you know what? I will take the risk. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and I got to shoot my shot here.
So I guess now they've just determined there's no way that they're going to be able to explore this relationship within the Amish community. So the screen cuts to black because it's the middle of the night. And BJ is awoken by Kendra going through all of her drawers, trying to pull clothes out because she's packing.
She's running away. She's 13 years old and she's running away from home.
Yeah. Mom and Dad won't let us stay there. This is a real Romeo and Juliet story.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely what's going on.
So they've got to leave together. They've got to run away.
What the plan is that they're going to a motel because that's where they're going to be able to. I was picturing it like the King of the Hill when Bobby goes with Connie on Valentine's Day and they rent a hotel room and then they each lay on the separate beds and then they reach over and hold hands across.
That's what they're going to do?
That's what I was picturing for this. That's what's going to happen.
No, they're going to bang one out. That's what they want to do in this motel room.
You think so?
I would have driven a little further. Wouldn't you? I think I'd pass up the motel that's like closest to this property.
Yeah, because basically once BJ goes and tells everybody, she's telling Esme, she's telling Aaron, she's telling James, and once James hears, he's like, there's only one motel in this town, and I know where I'm going. I'm gonna get my oil lantern, and I'm gonna get gone.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Is he gonna take the horse and buggy?
I mean, what else is he gonna do?
It's going to take him
Production
a long
gonna drive
time.
him?
He's going to be behind them.
Production
what did
might.
they do? Call an Uber? How are they getting to the motel?
There have been numerous vehicles that have been utilized here.
Old pickup trucks.
Well, I mean, like Matt got picked up in. Didn't he get picked up in? It was a SUV.
But they were sending him away.
Was that production?
They don't have phones, so how are they
during the day too. It wasn't 3 o'clock in the morning.
They do have the phone booth. Did they build it yet?
Yeah, the shanty.
The shanty.
Is what you're referring to?
They're going to have to go to the phone shanty, and then they're going to have to call a cab from there.
Yellow cab.
They're going to have to wait for the yellow cab to arrive.
Yep.
Then they can make their escape, and I'm pretty sure by then James will have caught and murdered them.
At that point, yeah, we have like an Anton Chigurh situation from No Country for Old Men, where I'm pretty sure that James has placed a tracker of some kind in something. It's probably in Matt's hat. That's what I'm assuming.
In his beard.
He knows.
Although he's not tracking Matt. He's tracking Kendra.
No, but he knows that Kendra is drawn. That's what he was reprimanding Matt. You seem to be trying to come back here, and then you're like pulling our Amish women.
Into temptation.
Wonderful Amish women. And it's like, well, they're not Amish yet, right?
This one he's decided is Amish.
This was the argument, right? They got into the technicality debate because then Matt has to go toe to toe with James on Kendra's not Amish. You guys didn't accept her into the church, so she's still not part of the community. So we could still, have a foot in each camp here for a little bit. See how it goes. See what happens.
It looks like he ends up knocking on the motel door, so he finds them.
I guess that's what we saw the preview for next week is he's just pounding on motel doors. I don't know if that's how he's going to find out like which room they're in, because usually if you're going to...
He's going to go door to door.
He's just going to go door to door at the motel? This is terrible. That's not a good idea.
Like a real psycho.
That's not a good idea.
Well, next episode, a tangled love connection sparks jealousy and suspicion. A disappointing update puts the bishop's mission in jeopardy. Mounting tensions threaten the standing of both the Amish and the English within the community.
Oh, boy.
Mounting tension.
Mounting? Who's mounting? You got to watch out on the dismount.
I love this stupid show.
Well, we learned about Amish pulling out this episode, too. We forgot to talk about that because
I was unclear of if they told him that was a no-go or, was that given the green flag?
I think Alan was on board with pulling out because he was like, yeah, because basically it's just if God's going to give you a family, if you're going to have a family, like God's going to give you the family. So even if you're pulling out, it's still going to happen.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen, I guess, was his theory. So like good luck with that, because if God deems you to have a family, then it's going to happen.
If you're enjoying our coverage of Suddenly Amish, I know a lot of you...
If you don't want us to pull out of the podcast recaps...
A lot of people have. We're going to the end. We've got 3 episodes left.
We're completionists.
We've got to know how it ends up.
This is true.
What happens to James?
Absolutely.
Does Kendra escape this?
Does
anybody end up Amish?
Does he serenade her with a musical reprise of... Wild One, like, does he get to sing his heart song to her?
Leave us a written review if you're enjoying our episodes. Please, 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 please.
It helps.
It's helpful.
It helps the algorithm. I guess the Amish like reading them or something, maybe.
James can read them after he listens to our episode.
James will read them. James reads every single review, so you have to say hi to James in the review as well.
And we're also recapping The Traitors right now. And if you haven't started watching that show, let me tell you.
Ooh, you got a lot to catch up on, but there's still time.
There's still time. And you're going to want to binge them anyway.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be flying through them. It's great. So much fun. What else we got? Oh, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives returns on March 12th. So we're going to do our own little mom talk. Well, it's not going to be a marathon this time, probably, but it's going to be a mom talk makeover of the podcast or something. We'll come up with something fun to name it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to do an episode by episode recap.
Right. It seems like we're probably going to pull back to higher, broader level
maybe
overview.
2 or 3 parts.
Something like that.
Instead of taking so much time for each episode. We'll see. It depends on what you guys are interested in. You have to let us know. Thanks for listening. See you next time.